What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, I enjoyed myself tonight with boxing. There was a lot of boxing. I just finished watching all of it. Just watched Deontay Wilder versus Eric Molina, and I'm going to give you my post-fight, and then I'll do a separate post-fight for Nicholas Walter's fight. And for Wilder Molina. Now, I told people on the channel that a lot of people were sleeping on this fight for a few reasons. One, both guys have power. Eric Molina had an 81% knockout ratio leading up into this fight. Deontay Wilder knocked out everybody except for Bermain Stavern in like 32 fights, 31 knockouts or whatever it was. And this turned out to be a fight that lasted a lot longer than most people expected, including myself. And the thing is, some people don't know boxing. They claim to, but they're going to be like, oh, Deontay Wilder struggled with a bum, or because they haven't heard. Everybody, some boxing fans, they act like if they haven't heard of the guy, he's automatically a bum. But if you know boxing, again, Eric Molina has power, and also he rocked Chris Arreola, and Arreola is known as a heavyweight with the chin who went the distance with Klitschko, and he actually hurt him in the first round. And I think it was similar to Pacquiao versus Marquez 4 in the sense of Molina hurt Chris Arreola, and he tried to pile it on, and then Arreola ended up catching him and getting the first round knockout. So this is kind of what I expected. I thought it would end a little bit earlier. Deontay Wilder, he got rocked. So let's talk about the good and the bad and the ugly. The good is Deontay Wilder, he defended his title successfully against his hometown, and he had 3 knockdowns in the fight, and then he eventually got the stoppage in the 8th round, I want to say. The bad. Now, the bad from both fighters is, again, some people, I don't think this aspect is fair. People are going to say, oh, Chris Arreola dispatched of Eric Molina and he got knocked out his first pro fight and things like that. But again, you have to look at fighters where they are. And I told people on the channel that there's a lot of these challengers and they're not coming to lay down. Look at Robert Guerrero versus Aaron Martinez. Look at Amir Khan versus Chris Algieri. These are fights where the known quote unquote elite fighter was supposed to do, like, blow this person out of the water. And this is just another one. So a lot of people complain, oh, Al Heyman with the mismatch, especially at heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Anything can change. And it's funny because some people say Deontay Wilder, he doesn't have a chin, and then they're in there with the puncher, but you say it's a complete mismatch. So to me, anything can happen at heavyweight, and this fight is evidence of that. So the bad for me is I seen Wilder doing some things in there that I didn't really like. Backing straight up in the first couple of rounds, I think he gave up his height a lot. In the 3rd round, he looked like he was getting caught, and he was definitely hurt really bad by Eric Molina. Again, a guy with power. And it was just kind of getting lazy with the jab and backing straight up. And this is the thing. I think Eric Molina caught him by surprise in that 3rd round because he virtually, for the first 2 rounds, he didn't really do much, and it's almost like playing possum. And then all of a sudden, he exploded with energy and ended up catching and rocking and wobbling. Deontay Wilder had the chicken legs a little bit. But the thing I didn't like about Eric Molina is his game plan was all over the place. There was no set in stone like path to victory that I seen. Like, he was doing this like jousting, charging, where he'll just do like this fake, weak jab, charging forward. And I guess he was trying to create space and just try to hit like a home run shot. But I just really didn't like the game plan. I think Molina, he could have possibly, he had the power to do it. He could have pulled the upset. But as soon as he hurt Wilder bad twice in the 3rd round, he did nothing after that. You got to follow up that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what separates an elite fighter or a champion. And actually, I think this was good for Deontay Wilder because this was a, I would say, just because he got rocked in this particular fight, this was a tougher fight than his fight with Bermain Stavern, because Bermain Stavern was game, but there was no real point in time where I seen Wilder really get rocked, but he got hurt bad twice in the 3rd round. So I think overall it was good. It was an entertaining fight. It was a bit sloppy at parts, both of them. You know what I mean? Wilder and Molina were a bit sloppy. There was a couple times Wilder had Molina hurt bad, and he needs to work on his accuracy because he was just winging shots, and you could have ended it earlier when you had him badly hurt had you been a little bit more accurate. But some of those knockdowns did occur at the last minute, and he was saved by the bell in a couple instances. But I think there was a time in the fight where he might have been able to pull the trigger and get this guy out of here, who was obviously dangerous since he clipped you and hurt you in the third round. But he was like winging and missing Wild. I didn't like Wilder backing straight up, things like that. That's all going to be a challenge. But what I did like is he got the victory. He didn't get knocked down, and he held it together after getting caught in the third round. Like, he did what champions do and pulled it together, bit down, and got the victory and went back to his game plan. So there's some things that I see, some flaws that I see, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to expose those flaws. I see flaws in pretty much everybody's fight game for the most part, but at the end of the day, not everyone can expose your flaws. And Deontay Wilder, his power seems like the real deal. Generated the 3 knockdowns and then eventually the stoppage. Like, even one of the knockdowns, you look at Molina's eyes and they roll back in his head. Like, it's like he temporarily shorted out. So I think the dude's power is the real deal. He just needs to crispen up on certain aspects of his fight game. The backing straight up, giving up your height. The hands low is very dangerous, especially if you get in there with a Klitschko or a Povetkin. He just wants to sharpen up. But this turned out to be more of a fight than most people expected. And again, like I said, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, he struggled with him and Areola got him out of there in the first round. But the thing is, you can't do triangle theories in boxing, because if you are going to say that, then you also have to bring up the fact that Bermane Stiverne waxed Chris Areola 2 times, broke his nose in the first fight, stopped him in the second fight, and then Bermane Stiverne got the championship off of the champion Stiverne. You know what I'm saying? So triangle theories don't work in boxing. Chris Areola did get the first round knockout, but he also got destroyed by Bermane Stiverne twice, whereas Deontay Wilder convincingly beat him in almost a shutout fashion. And it should have been a knockdown in one of those rounds because Stiverne was hurt and tackled him. So again, triangle theories don't work. That's just like saying, oh, Marquez and Bradley, they weren't able to stop Pacquiao, or, you know what I mean, in some of their fights, Marquez eventually did, or Mayweather didn't stop Pacquiao and he got stopped in the Philippines. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. That's these guys are fighters, and you have to learn from your mistakes. And I've just seen a lot of these so-called like mismatches. They're coming to fight. I'm telling you, like the Aaron Martinez, a lot of people said he beat Robert Guerrero. Some people said Chris Algieri beat Amir Khan. At the very least, he gave him a hell of a fight. Eric Molina, I think he just didn't capitalize. Like, some of the aspects of his game, like namely dropping the ball when you had him badly hurt in the third round, it just didn't make sense to me. So props to Deontay Wilder. He got the job done. 3 knockdowns and a stoppage. Added another body to his resume, and it's on to the next. Hopefully we get that Alexander Povetkin and Wilder. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.